afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is the Overcast Gamer Show. My name is Abe Foster. I'm joined, as per usual, by Regan Harper and Balthazar Valentine. And we are three Kiwis, or one ex-Brit and two Kiwis. One Kiwi living in Britain. It's extremely confusing. But we're just here to talk smack about video games and, you know, leave all the political bollocks out of it and just have some fun. We do a podcast every fortnight, and we do articles and whatnot over at overcastgamer.com. So how you doing there, boys?
Good. Balthazar, how are you?
It's the start of a new weekend. It's the best time of the week.
Yeah,
It's true.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah, and it's sunny here.
Yeah.
We've had like 3
man.
weeks of terrible spring weather where it's just been all over the freaking show. But I've been looking forward to this weekend for quite a while because, you know, on Met Service where they have that like 10-day forecast thing, it was shit all week, and then it had the little sunny icons on Saturday and Sunday. So,
Nice.
yes, celebrations. Yeah.
Very good. Well, I got to say, I'm a bit jealous hearing that it's sunny there because, I mean, it's nighttime here, so there's no sun anyway. But we're heading into winter here in Europe, and it's getting to be dark by about 4:30 nowadays. 4:30 p.m. Yeah, it's basically pitch black, and it doesn't get light till about 8 or 8:30 a.m.
So in the dead of winter, how many daylight hours are you planning on having up there?
Well,
3?
apparently
4?
at its worst, it gets dark at about 2:45 or 3 p.m. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Oh, actually, there's a.
You were going to turn into a ghost.
There's a.
You
I'll
semblance of any kind of tan.
I'll
is
show
just
you
gonna...
my. So this, you guys are enjoying your sun. Well, you guys are enjoying your sunny hours. I'm enjoying this wonderful bottle of vitamin D.
Amazing.
It's a necessary supplement here.
That's incredible.
Yep. So one drop a day, and I get my necessary amount of sun.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know we could do vitamin D supplements. I thought like you could only get it from the sun.
Yeah, it is bottled sun.
This is true.
Someone just holds a bottle up on a sunny day, captures all that sunlight, and then you just go, and then screw it back on again. It's like when you open that chest, Raiders of the Lost Ark, just that light comes out and hits you, and you quickly seal it up again.
The Pulp Fiction briefcase or a really nicely glazed ham or something. You just open up the oven, it's right in the eyes.
Yeah, amazing. That kind of noise plays in the background.
That's the one.
From in the distance.
Yeah. So it's taken some getting used to, and it's extremely dreary, but I haven't been outside too often. I just generally stay indoors. It's not too bad, and now I'm started popping that vitamin D. Actually okay. It's actually okay.
Sweet.
Not feeling too down in the dumps.
And you've got
what about you guys? You guys been up to anything or?
Nah, working. You know how it is, the kind of grind, the millstone.
To be fair, enjoying the sun a bit. Like, there's been opportunities at work to get out in the sun, fortunately. So,
and our department at our work is also moving up to the top floor in our building. At the
right up
next
that
year.
sunny window corner with the waterfront view.
Fuck
So we're going to be
man.
next year.
Oh yeah,
That fifth floor.
Great.
That fifth floor.
Yep.
Beauty.
And we're going to be able to open. It's the only floor that has doors that open out onto a balcony, so that is also going to be pretty darn special.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Yeah.
It's
there's a lot of awesome stuff here, but the weather is not one of them. So
I bet.
But
how's so because I've heard rumors that you have you're in gainful employment now, Abe, for a Scottish lord.
Kind of, I guess. It's basically just I don't even know how it happened. I sort of just fell into it, really. I have a friend down the road who's a Hungarian guy, and he's sort of the handyman for the estate on which I live, and he needed some help with renovating one of the bathrooms in the big manor house in time for Christmas, because someone's going to be staying in there. In the room with the bathroom. Staying in the bathroom. Staying in the bathroom. And he needed a hand, and he asked me would I be keen? And I set my rate, gave my rate to the Lord, the Laird, as they call him in Scotland, and he was happy with that. So yeah, I've been doing some physical labour, boys, back to the old, caveman style.
There's something quite kind of nice about physical labour. We've talked about this before. We've mentioned this before.
We have mentioned this, yeah.
And it sounds like you'll pick up some good skills from that too. Like I quite enjoy the kind of the building thing, making stuff.
I enjoy it when I have someone who knows what they're doing. Because I'm good at following instructions, but I'm not. I don't know shit about building. I'll say that much, or carpentry, or bathroom renovations. But if someone tells me what to do and gives me a thing, a belt sander or a saw or a sanding block or something like that, and says do this, yeah, definitely, I'll do that.
Go to town.
So,
yeah,
it's been great. So I've just been cranking some good music, chatting away, and getting this shit done, getting this bathroom sorted.
How many rooms in the manor? How many rooms
80?
in the house? 80.
Yep. Yep, I kid you not.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a sight to behold. Sort of. I was talking to my friend, and he mentioned he'd gotten lost when he first started working there in the house.
That sounds cool because so you live with people, you generally you love the people you live with, but sometimes you just want a bit of time to yourself. And in that house, you could just be like, "I'll see you in 2 days."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and be able to just disappear.
On the opposite side, on the sort of more negative, I guess it's a negative sort of thing. I heard tales about the house being haunted, and the house being, if someone came into the house, say you're in a room far, far away, if someone came in, they could just nick all your shit. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know they're there.
That's true. Yeah.
You're just so far away, like you have no idea. Yeah, but there's like antique swords and things. There's a whole then old tapestries and big chandeliers that are probably worth more money than I'll ever make in my entire life. So yeah, I've just been bumbling around hoping I don't knock into something and put my children's children into debt.
Just backing out with a sheet of jib or something and just knock a vase and
it was like a comedy. It was like a comedy of errors the other day. Excuse me, I've got a really hoarse voice. And we were taking a drum full of plaster dust down this massive ornate staircase past all these priceless tapestries. I was just like, this is like ripe for comedy right now.
This is a Steve Carell movie waiting to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, nothing happened, and I'm still, I'm not indebted for generations. But yeah, it was. If the universe hated me a bit more, it would have happened. So yeah. It's nice. It's fun though. I'm really enjoying it, and it's experience I wouldn't have got anywhere else. So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty damn cool.
Nice.
But yeah, that's about it. I think we'll probably make this a relatively short one this time, as we have the Game Awards to get through. So we'll get to that. But first, Regan, I want to hear about a Wii game you've been playing and you streamed, if I'm not very much mistaken. A Kiwi game, in fact, developed in the Hutt Valley by a Wii team there. So tell us about Ashen.
Ashen, in my first impressions of the game. So I was a bit confused about this game because they kept saying it's coming out this year, all freaking year, and they weren't dropping any dates or anything like that. And now with context, it makes sense because they kind of, I guess you'd call it shadow dropped it. They shadow dropped the release of the thing at the Game Awards. Which is pretty cool. Like, that's a cool way to do it on that kind of stage, I think, and will mean that lots of people know that it exists and that sort of thing, because people don't even know. But I started watching the Game Awards and then heard that they had done this, and then stopped watching the Game Awards and went and downloaded it. It's on Xbox and the Epic Games.
They've released their own platform, haven't they?
Yeah, which is good. Like, it worked really well. I jumped on there and it was borderline easier than Steam, I suppose. It's a
nice.
very clean UI.
It's a hot take there, Regan.
Maybe.
Lukewarm
it was
take.
nice. It worked. It worked well.
Yeah.
Downloaded at a considerable rate, about 8 gig to download the game, which was pretty reasonable.
That's good, yeah.
But the game itself, so my first impressions is that it's fantastic. Just really quickly to use a
Awesome.
word. So yeah, it's Souls-like gameplay. So you are you're a third person kind of thing, action game kind of thing, and you venture out into this what seems to be an open world, which is cool. And you come across enemies, and they're balls hard, and it's all about dodging, managing stamina, that kind of thing. Very slow, deliberate attacks, that kind of stuff. Really lovely art style. Like, it's kind of that. I don't want to say cell shaded. I don't know how to describe the art style.
It's like The Witness sort of thing, eh? Like, it looks a bit like that.
Yeah, it's like The Witness, exactly.
Like minimalist interpretations of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
Not much detail, but beautiful, vibrant colours and pastels
exactly.
and things. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but very, very much a pastel kind of palette that they've gone for. Controls really well. Good controller support on PC. Runs beautifully. And it feels really polished, which is cool. Like, I was concerned that it might come out and not be polished, but they've clearly spent a lot of time on it, so good on them for that. It seems like kind of the things that are a little bit different is that you actually have like a quest log, and you have a compass at the top of your screen that kind of gives you markers to where to go, which is a little bit different to something like, well, as far as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, to like Bloodborne and Dark Souls, that kind of thing. So it's more about exploration and then that combat as well. But still has that difficulty factor. Like, I'm going to have to learn to play it because it's hard and I'm not good at games. So that's cool. And I guess the other thing I noticed really quickly was that the lore is more explicit. Like, it has an opening cinematic where it says this is what happened, and like, they kind of tell that story in a more direct way rather than you just kind of piecing it together from item descriptions and things like that. But it's really impressive, and my first impression of it is that I want to play more. So I think actually I'm going to do another stream tonight. I might do just a couple streams over the next couple of days just to keep the ball rolling on it, because I got to a point last night where I was like, I just want to keep playing, but I was tired and hungry and needed to go to bed. So, I didn't let that override my human basic needs, which I think is responsible of me.
Nice.
So yeah, Ashen, super impressed. Aurora 44, well done so far. Good
How
job.
does it do scale, is my question. So I remember them talking before release about how they wanted to have these really big monsters that were impressive to see, and you'd be like, wow, that thing's huge. I'm going to have to fight that at some point. That's like, how does it... Have you had that already?
Kind of. So I've had one sort of boss battle, you might say, and that was with actually a small thing. But it was quite well done in itself, and that I was in a cave, and the battle was me with a lantern, so I had a really small field of view, and the boss was just this little fast-moving thing that like skittered about in the shadows. So that was kind of the tension that they created. But then after that, you did get a sense of the scale of things, and that you were in these caves, and the reason you were there, you were trying to get in contact with this other. I don't want to call it a god, but it was another kind of being. And you just walked out onto this plinth that was, or sort of like, jutting piece of earth that was surrounded by a lake, and you walk out there, and then this thing just comes up out of the water, and it's just basically like a massive... It's a human's head, but huge, and it just sticks its head up out of the water, and then you have a conversation with it, like, there, like that. It was really impressively done, and immediately you start to see the really clear choices in terms of design and things. So your characters are faceless; they don't have faces, and it's that low kind of res no face, no facial expression, but all like all the NPCs are fully voiced, which is cool because it gives them a bit of character. But this massive human head that came out of the thing had this big like bone headdress on, and it was all fully rendered, so you got like really clear textures of its skin and that sort of thing, which was awesome because then it further defines that difference between races. So and it's kind of setting up the lore. So the lore was that there's this thing, the Ashen, which was like this glowing bird and the glowing bird landed on a tree, and then after a while, for whatever reason, the glowing bird died and it fell to the ground, and its last 3 breaths were 3 kind of ages, and the 3 ages had essentially 3 beings. One was something, the other one was something, the third one was like the age of man. And so the kind of lore is set up that your quest is to go and find, because the Ashen is being reborn, like a phoenix type thing, and your quest is to go and find the Ashen and care for it so that it can be reborn and grow in you, bringing light back to the world and all this kind of stuff. So I guess the being that you encountered was one of those other races sort of thing. So yeah, it's quite intriguing, well thought out, really well kind of executed at the beginning. Hopefully that kind of level of detail continues, but yeah, super impressed so far, and kind of proud. Like, it's cool that's been made. Like, I could drive there within 10 minutes from my house.
I was going to say that must be real close to you, because are they Upper Hutt?
No, they're Lower Hutt. So they're in I think they're based in Avalon Studios, which is like the Lower Hutt kind of, like in New Zealand, for anyone who's watching or listening from out of New Zealand, there's these Avalon Studios, and they're kind of where a lot of TV and radio and things in New Zealand have been made. So it's pretty cool that like they've got office space there, and it's kind of carrying on this tradition. I really like the idea that, well, I have this idea, it would be amazing if New Zealand could do something similar in the games industry as to what we've done in the movie industry. You know, like, we have a name for ourselves now in the movie industry, and it would be cool if we could do that, and there could be something more here in games. And I think this could be a cool step towards that. So yeah, super stoked with it so far. Awesome. And yeah, another stream tonight.
It sounds really good. I'm very keen on picking it up. I just need to get over 2 prejudices I have against it. The first being just the overall theme of it being such an absolute copy-paste exact duplicate of the world and lore of Dark Souls. That in Dark Souls you are the Ashen One, and that there were the 3 ages, the Age of Dragons, then the Age of Giants, and then the Age of Man. And at the end of the Age of Man, life is going to end unless you get to the flame and rekindle it to restart the next cycle of ages. Like, it's an exact copy-paste of that. And also the fact that they came to our work and had a chat to us, and we were like, man, we'd be pretty keen to beta test this. And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And then we applied for it, and they never got back to us. So I don't like the devs. They lied to my face.
I'm willing to let that stuff go. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. But, you know, I'd imagine that like 6 months ago when we talked to them, they were pretty fucking busy. And, you know, that shit just happens. Like, you know, we work in software as well, and we know, I know how difficult it is to kind of make things happen for people, even when they're a good idea. And it's just tough. It's tough to like be awesome for everyone. So yeah, no, but I get it. I get it for sure. I didn't realize that it was such a copy paste of Dark Souls though. It's intriguing.
Absolutely the lore is like 100% copied. Like, it's not even inspired from it. When you went into the like, oh, it's 3 ages and you need to get back to this Ashen to, you know, tend it back so that it can return light to the world and continue the cycle. It's like, yeah, it's exactly the Dark Souls lore, which would be fine if the gameplay wasn't also Souls-like, is what makes it kind of really on the nose. If it was a different genre and type game, it's like, yeah, it's a cool idea, sure, bring it to other genres, but if you're also making it in the same genre, it's a bold move. I guess that's my comment on it. It's a very bold move to walk into a genre that's already completely dominated by one series, copy every single thing about that one series, and then still try to make a name for yourself and set yourself apart. Is a very big challenge they've kind of chosen to set for themselves. they chose to do it that way. So
yeah, I guess the question becomes, have they put enough new stuff in there? And this is why I think it'd be cool for you to play it, because I don't have that perspective. Is there enough new stuff in there that it is, has it carved out enough of a niche for itself that it can stand on its own legs? There's no PvP in it as well. So there is multiplayer, but it's all co-op stuff.
Yeah.
So that is a thing. It's, perhaps they would say that it's like a different dimension in the same universe or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's probably worth you picking up and playing, just to get that perspective.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested too. I just think for me, it's not. I just pulled up the Epic Games launch, then had a look at it. Like, it's one of those things for me that's really sad, because $40 is such a good price for a new release game that sounds so good, but at the same time, I'm not paying $40 for it.
$40.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, even more so. I would pick it up for like maybe 25 to 30 in a sale, New Zealand dollars, because I paid less than that for the complete Dark Souls trilogy on PC. So yeah, it's sad that it's still a lot cheaper than a new release game, but I'm not gonna pay for it new. I'm interested to play it, but not
cool.
Not
you can check out the streams. I'll be streaming it, so you can check that out. Yeah.
Regan, I just had a few more questions about the actual game before we leave it. You mentioned it's Dark Souls. Like, is the difficulty quite high?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So you start with a little wooden shield and a little wooden bat kind of thing, and the first few monsters I came across killed me straight away. And so you definitely need to be deliberate. And traditionally it's a style of game I'm not particularly good at, but there's something about this game that does inspire me to want to spend time with it and get better at it. And so
do you think it's the brightly coloured world, or more brightly coloured than I mean, Souls has its moments of colour, but it's pretty, it's bleak looking. It's a pretty bleak world. Like it's
yeah. I think I think it could be for sure. It feels more accessible to me. There's something heavy about Dark Souls or Bloodborne that is just it's very serious. Whereas this is that style of gameplay, but a little bit light. I don't know why it's lighter. Maybe it's the characters are not like super depressed all the time, or maybe it's the art style. But there is something about it that makes me want to stick to it. Don't quite know what it is at this stage, but it is hard for sure.
Okay. Yeah. What about the sound design? Is anything stand out there, or is it just solid as rock? Or
no. Yeah, it's solid. Nothing mind-blowing so far. No, there haven't been any, musical themes that have jumped out at me. It's all been relatively sort of... I could be wrong because I was talking over it at the time because I was streaming, but it seemed like the musical themes and things were pretty standard, kind of just sort of
fantasy sort of
pads and things, just... no super strong melodic lines or anything to hook on to in those themes. World sound and things also sounded solid, but nothing mind-blowing, I suppose. But then, to be fair, the game I've been playing previous to this is Red Dead, where the sound of the world is incredible.
It's a hard bar to hit.
Hard act to follow for sure. But solid, no issues. Nothing that broke the game. It's not like I heard a sound behind me and spun around and the guy was in the opposite direction or anything weird like that. So I'll keep an ear out for the themes, because it would be cool to hear and actually find out who composed the music as well. Because if it's a Keighley, then that would be cool. That'd be cool.
What about exploration? Is there reward for exploring this world? Or is it more you follow your tasks and do those sort of things?
Yeah, so hard to say at this early stage, but I have found that, in the little tutorial section, you start at the top of this little waterfall area, and you're given the kind of task to go, okay, walk down this path and to this area, to this first kind of area. And died before I got there. But then I started back at the beginning, and I was like, okay, cool, maybe I've missed something here, and I had. So I explored down this little cave off to the left, and that was where I found my shield. So I think it's, yeah, there's probably definitely rewards for going a little bit off the beaten path. So there's like, it seems like there's relatively telegraphed and well designed like paths from getting from A to B if you're following a certain kind of quest. But then I think they've probably designed little side paths that you can take along your way there to kind of explore different areas. It seems like that might be the way that it's structured, but again, like early days, like an hour into the game, so you know, it could be vastly different as I get into the actual proper world of it.
Would a comparison for the world be God of War? Is that sort of what you mean? Like, it's not really open world, but
potentially
there's lots of there's secrets and things scattered around.
I think that could be potentially a fair comparison. Yeah, it's kind of a large open area. Maybe I'll see. It might. I don't know. I haven't encountered a loading screen yet. Aside from when I went into like a dungeon, there was like which is where I found the big thing with the big head. There was a loading screen to get in there from memory. But the rest of it seems like it could be genuine open world stuff. But yeah, it could be God of War-y, because that was kind of like essentially an open world with little kind of biomes
it was
here and
kind
there.
of it was sort of a, I suppose it was an open world, but it was a guided open world sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's fair. A guided open world. I will continue to take notes as I play, and see if we can kind of nail down exactly how they've done it. But yeah, it has some serious potential for sure.
Nice, man. Aurora, developed by Aurora 44, and on Xbox One and the Epic Store. Is that right?
That's right. Yep.
Nice, very good. Well, we'll have to hit up those guys and see if we can get like exclusive interview or something. Just pull the Kiwi card and see if we can get some some behind closed doors access.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, cool.
That's probably all we have time for the what we've been playing section, because we have to get through to the main event, which is of course the 2018 Game Awards, hosted by Jeff Keighley. And these are all done and dusted. I don't think any of us have actually watched through the whole ceremony, because it's 3 hours long or something like that.
Yeah.
So pretty sizable commitment there. But I had a look through the plain text of all the winners and things like that, and it seems worth going through them and just seeing if you guys have anything to say about each award. So, I mean, there's ones here like Best Esports Moment, Content Creator, Streamer of the Year, Best Esports Event, which basically mean nothing to me. But if you guys want me to read them out, I'll be happy to do that.
Do it. The reason I want you to read these out, Abe, is because I want you to say the names of all the things.
Oh, man. You're a cruel bastard, Regan.
I think also, because it says, doesn't it, as well as saying sort of who the people are or whatever, it says what game or what event or whatever the moment was from. I think the game we could play is for Regan and I to not look at that, and just based on what you say the people are, we have to guess what game or what event or something they came from that this moment happened in.
Oh, what category sort of thing? If I give you all the contestants, you guess what the category is? Is that what you're sort of getting at?
Oh, I'm getting at, like, I think it says, like, for example, I don't know any esports players' names, but in that esports one, it would say something like Harry beats Barry in a devastating 3-0 or something, and we have to guess like what the game is that they were playing or what the event is that happened at, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
Harry beats Barry. It's like a backyard, like Cockney football. Like,
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, I can do that. Although my list is basically just got the winners and the list of the nominees, the winner, and the category. So I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
If you go to the GameAwards.com, it has what the thing was as well.
Okay, hang on.
But I warn you, that website's arse. Like, it has a giant... Because I tried to zoom out on the page to try and fit more on my screen at once, and the text gets smaller when you zoom out, but the image of the game stays the same size. So there's still spaced horribly down the page, except the text becomes illegible.
Man,
it's pretty bad.
Nah, yeah.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters to know the answer. I think we just do our best to guess, and people can tell us. We can do corrections next podcast if we got them wrong.
Yeah, I think what I'll do, I think it'll be fun if I read out all the nominees and you guys have to guess the category. That might be kind of fun.
Okay, cool.
We'll turn it into a wee bit of a game just to make it a bit more interesting. So we'll start with all the esports section probably, but I won't tell you what the actual category, particular category of that other category is. And we'll leave Game of the Year obviously till last. So we will begin with the nominees. So the nominees for this first one are Ninja, Pokemane, Lupo, Myth, and Wily Rex. What do you guys think the well, two questions really. Who won, and what do you guys think the category is?
Wily
Ninja
Rex
would have won, I reckon, because Ninja's always in the news. And I think the category was content creators who decided they could put out an album in 2019.
Hang on, has Ninja put out an album?
It's in the works and it's coming out and I'm pretty sure all those other people feature on it. So
jeepers, what is happening? What is going on? I don't even understand the world anymore. What is up? I mean, props to those guys, obviously, but Jesus.
I reckon the winner was the Wile E. Coyote guy, whatever the last
Wily
one.
Rex.
Yeah,
Wile E.
Rex.
Coyote guy, yeah.
And the award was like best animated handle or something. Best animated.
Best animated hand. What was that? Sorry, Regan.
What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say like the best
intro,
the best username inspired by an animated series.
Oh,
okay.
Nice. Oh, very nice category.
What's Lupo? What series is that from?
I don't know, man. Some obscure anime I've never heard of.
We're going to have to get through these a bit faster, I think, because there's a lot of them. Boy, is there a lot of them. Right, so the category was Content Creator / Streamer of the Year, and as Balthazar predicted, Ninja was the winner of that one. I haven't heard of any of the others, so that is probably a sign.
Oh, you'll hear them all on
Balthazar,
Ninja's album.
I know you... Oh man, I know you probably follow this stuff more than me and Regan. Have you heard of all or any of those other guys?
I've heard of Dr. Lupo. Who are the other? I have never heard of Wily Rex. And Myth. TSM Myth. He's an old League of Legends player, I think. He's in TSM, which was a League of Legends pro team. So.
Oh right, okay. And what about Pokemane or something?
No, I think I think Nintendo just tried to sneak something into that category to try and win it. They're like, Pokemon. Just put that in. No, never heard of them.
Right. Okay. Next one. So the nominees are C9 comeback win in triple OT versus FaZe bracket E League close bracket. Okay, that's the first. That's the first nominee. We've got KT versus IG Base Race bracket LOL Worlds close bracket. We've got G2 beating RNG. That's also LOL Worlds. I imagine that's League of Legends. OG's massive upset of LGD. That's the Dota 2 finals. And we've got Sonic Fox side switch against GO1 in DBZ Evolution.
No, it'd be fight. It'd be fight.
Oh, DBZ Evo. Sorry, from the Evo. Yeah, the Evo. Yeah. The Evo fighting tournament. Yeah.
My vote's that one because
I'm not going to read those out again. So.
Sonic Fox versus. I heard about that one, so I think that was pretty big. That one.
Okay.
What was the first
Regan,
one?
can you remember any of the nominees that I read out?
The first one. I don't remember what it was, but the first one stuck in my brain in terms of
Okay.
how
Real long.
epic it sounded. Yeah.
Went into triple overtime,
the-
right? Something happened in triple overtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, it was. And the category, you guys got a guess for the category?
Biggest esports upset.
Greatest.
Ooh, nice, Regan.
It's best moment in esports.
I think that's most likely.
Oh, Regan, bang on, mate. Best esports moment. So took that
Even
one
got
out.
the word
And
right.
the
Thank you.
winner was you Regan. You also got this C9 comeback win in triple OT versus FaZe E-League. It's a
Versus
string of
FaZe.
words I have never said in
E-League,
that order before.
I think this is the problem with esports.
E-League,
is
yeah,
you have to
yeah.
know all of this stuff to get into it, right? Like there's so much jargon.
Yeah.
The only thing I know from that whole thing
No
you just
idea,
read
yeah.
is I learned during the week that FaZe is an FPS clan and they have a GeForce flavor called FaZeberry. You know that drink, GeForce?
Amazing. yeah. I love GeForce. That's pretty great. Props to FaZe for getting in on that money. That's wicked. Right, we next set of nominees here. We have Alex Golden Boy Mendes, Alex Machine Richardson, Anders Bloom, Ifye Siox Deporteri. Sorry for the absolutely butchered pronunciation there. I can't understand. I can't figure out how to pronounce either of those three words. And the last one is Paul Red-Eye Shalana. So any ideas, category or winner?
I think Red Eye's probably taken this one out. Just
Yeah,
because he
you reckon
sounds
Paul
like
Red-Eye
he,
Shalana?
Yeah, he sounds like he knows what's up somehow.
Good enough justification. Yep.
I reckon the category is best esports water boy.
That would be. Is that a thing? Is that like? I wouldn't be surprised.
So, I hope it is.
That would be amazing. People just run on and just like pour these drinks into these people's mouths while they've got one hand on the mouse and one hand on the keyboard.
They have those squirt bottles and they just run past, they open their mouth and they just squeeze it and it goes shoots into
That's so good.
Did you say the water boy category? I think I know what the category is because I recognise two of the names. So it's best esports shoutcaster, or what do they call it? Esports like event
Commentator?
host kind of thing, player interviewer between the rounds. And Golden Boy is he would be my pick for winner, but the internet are womanizers, so it would be Ify as the only girl on the list would win, I reckon.
Well, Balthazar, you got 2 for 2 there, man. Your best esports host was the category, and my horribly pronounced Ify Siogs Deporteri. I don't know. Yeah,
I had an unfair
Ify,
advantage
let's
there
just say.
because despite your butchered pronunciation, I kind of could tell who you were trying to say the name of. So.
Oh, okay. I'm very curious as to that person's nationality. I assume that's probably her name, like her real name. But I'm curious because I can't even it sort of looks Scandinavian or maybe Dutch.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, Balthazar 2 for 2 on that one. Nice work. Next one we have the nominees are E-League Major Boston 2018. That's all one nominee. E-League Major, and then we've got a semicolon Boston 2018. Boston 2018. Evo 2018. League of Legends World Championship. We've got the Overwatch League Grand Finals and the International 2018.
Best esports event. They sound like they're just events. and I reckon that the Overwatch League is the winner.
Okay, Balthazar?
I agree with Regan on the category. Those are all esports tournaments, so it's got to be best. Best in that. I guess for a point of difference, I was thinking Overwatch Worlds as well, but just to try and set things apart, maybe League. Maybe the League Worlds is my vote for that one.
Well, Regan, you got 1 out of 2. Balthazar, 2 out of 2. You
nice.
were bang on as well. Best esports event, the category, you both got that. And yeah, it was the League of Legends World Championship. Best esports event. So we'll move on to the next one here. Oh, God. Jesus. All right, this one's going to be even worse than my last pronunciation. All right. Okay, nominees are Bok Reaped Hung Yu from Cloud9, Christian Psarl Banus Sanu from OG. We've got Danny Zonic Sorensen from Astralis, Dylan Falco from Fnatic. We've got Jacob Yamato Cannon Mibd from Team Vitality. And we've got Janko YNK Ponovic from MIBR or MIBR. I'm not sure which one that is. So category and winners, gentlemen.
Yamato Cannon wins it because the category is best username inspired by StarCraft, and his is the only one that is.
I was going to say the category was most phonetically difficult esports name.
Nice.
And I think it's probably the second one on the list sounded quite challenging, so we'll give it to that one.
Okay. So the category was best esports coach, and the winner was number 1, Bok Reaped Hungyu from Cloud9. Congratulations to
Congratulations.
Bok Hungyu. Yeah. I'm sort of trying to guess their nationalities in my head, but I feel like that probably won't go down too well if I say it out loud, so I might keep that to myself.
They all come from America. That's probably so.
Well, there's one, Sorensen has that sort of horizontal line through the O, so that's usually Danish or Norwegian. So yeah, I assume he's probably Danish or Norwegian, but yeah, I'll keep quiet on that because I'll probably far from right. Right. So next set of nominees here, we've got Astralis for CS:GO, we've got Cloud9 for LoL, Fnatic for LoL, London Spitfire for Overwatch, and OG for Dota 2. Category and winner.
Category best esports posse. Winner was it OG for Dota 2?
OG for Dota 2, yep.
That's lock that in.
Okay,
those are all different teams, so it's got to be best team or worst team, but probably best team.
Worst team? What an award! Oh, it'd be so shit. They'd give out a statue for that. That'd be so rough.
But it's interesting because how do you say the best team when they all play different games? It's not like they all face each other and there's the best. So it's going to come down to, I feel like, London Spitfire were pretty popular this year in a lot of things. So London Spitfire for Overwatch.
Okay. Best esports team. You were both. Regan, I wish it was called Best Posse. That should be the name of the category. In my opinion,
that's just how I
best
think
esports
of them,
posse.
Right? Yeah.
And the winner for the best esports team was Cloud9 for League of Legends.
Cool.
Do London Spitfire play things other than Overwatch, Balthazar?
Maybe. I honestly don't know. I just heard them come up a lot in games media this year as a team. So.
Oh, okay. Right, we're almost out of the esports section. We've got 2 more esports to go.
We might have to pick it up once we get out of
okay.
esports. Otherwise, we'll be here for 4 hours.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's okay. Esports has taken up quite a considerable chunk of this. So we've got Dominique. So next set of nominees: Dominique Sonic Fox McLean, Echo Fox in brackets, Hajime Tokido, Taniguchi, Jian Uzi Zihao, Royal Never Give Up, Alexander Simple with a 1, Kostalev, in brackets, Natas Vincia. Honestly, I feel like I'm having a stroke. Sung Hyon Jonak Bang, New York Excelsior. So, if you guys can make any sense of what I've just said, feel free to fire away. Best category and winner.
Category, I think, has got to be like best name that runs into other names to make it difficult to tell where one name finishes and the next name starts. And I reckon, I reckon the last one was the one from Excelsior was the winner.
The Sunghyun Jonak Bang, New York Excelsior.
Yeah.
So best lack of line break from Abe.
Yeah.
So I agree with Regan's choice of the winner, Jonak, because he's my favourite esports player, full stop. He's the only one who him and Pine are the only ones who actually know who they are. And Sonic Fox. But Jonak is the man. But, however, he has a fatal flaw, and so did the only other person on the list who I know. So I think the category is biggest shill for HP laptops.
That's another category I would love to see solidified in the Game Awards. That would be amazing. It's so specific.
Well, it's because also I'm pretty
Just
sure
HP.
the Game Awards, one of their sponsors was HP, and they've just been all over esports this year.
Yeah.
But Sonic Fox and Jonak were both horrible shills for those Omen laptops. So,
Oh, mate, represent. That's what my laptop is. HP Omen. Pro gamer, mate. Pro gamer. Right. So the category was best esports player, which I think you both got there, and the winner was Dominique Sonic Fox McLean for Echo Fox. So no one got that one either.
Sweet.
Right. Best. So I almost read that out. Nominees are, for the next one, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch.
Best use of microtransactions in a competitive game.
Nice. Balthazar?
what do you think the winner is as well?
Oh, yeah. CSGO.
Oh, yeah, Regan, yeah.
CSGO, yeah. They're pretty egregious.
Best use of gambling.
Best growth in the esports scene.
Good call. Yeah.
Nice.
And I've forgotten a lot of them.
So we got CSGO, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch.
So yeah, I'd say Fortnite because it only just started being an esport this year, so it grew the most.
Like an MVP
Fair enough.
type thing.
The logic is sound.
Yeah.
The category was just straight up best esports game, and the winner was Overwatch.
Wow.
So I think you'll be pleased to hear that, Balthazar. You're an Overwatch fan. Right. We're out of esports waters, and we're heading into some smaller games. Let's say. So nominees for this category are Donut County by Ben Esposito and Annapurna Interactive, Florence Mountains by Florence by Mountains and Annapurna Interactive, Moss by Polyarc Games, The Messenger by Sabotage Studio, and Yoku's Island Express by Villa Gorilla. Category and winner.
I think the winner was Vanilla Gorilla's Island Adventure, and the category is Best Games I've Never Heard of.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
It's so subjective.
That I've never heard. I was going to say just like best game that probably most people haven't played. But
that's respectable category.
Yeah, thanks.
I just imagine Jim Keighley getting up. He's like, and best game I've never heard of.
Yeah.
It's presented by Hideo Kojima, my good friend Hideo Kojima.
He always says my good friend, Dave. Whenever he's talking about Kojima,
He does. It's amazing.
He really wants to make it clear to everyone that him and Hideo Kojima, good friends.
They hang out outside of the VGAs.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. I'll never forget that CrowbCat thing, that sort of edit that he did with Kojima and Jeff Keighley, where it shows like Kojima bungee jumping off, abseiling off Konami's exploding headquarters, and then somehow he got helicopter footage of Jeff Keighley with this like, it's just
the headset on.
Mr. Kojima, are you there? So good. I'll link that video in our show notes because it is one of the best things I've ever seen on the internet. It's amazing. It's so good.
I don't know who my choice for the winner would be. Just choose one at random.
Okay. So the category was Best Debut Indie Game, and the winner was The Messenger by Sabotage Studio, which I know.
Got it.
I know 4 of these games. 4 out of 5 of these games. I don't know Florence by Mountains. I'm not sure what that is, but I know The Messenger, and it actually looks really cool. It's like a SNES-inspired sort of Ninja Gaiden type game where you change the graphics back to from like SNES to NES, so 32 to 16-bit, and that is part of the puzzle solving.
Oh, cool.
Like things get things get less complicated and stuff when you change the graphical style. Yeah, it's a really interesting idea. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So I'd actually be keen. I think it's on Switch as well. I'd be keen to play that. Looks really good. Next one, we've got Combat 2018 by Inland Norway University of Applied Sciences, Norway, just in case you couldn't guess where that was. Dash Quasar from UC Santa Cruz. I think that must be University of California, right? University of California, Santa Cruz. Jera, Jera, by DigiPen Bilbao, Spain. We've got Liff, Liff, by iStart Digital from France. And we've got that's Recharge, from MIT. What is the category and who won?
Best games made by people that probably should be writing dissertations instead.
Nice.
And I reckon the winner was probably Liff, maybe? Just because, I don't know. I have no basis for that. I just chose it at random. Liff.
Yeah, Liff from France.
Yeah. I think Regan fell into the trap of believing that the fact that they were all schools has anything to do with the category. I think the category is quite clearly a game that's title is the most accurate representation of what you do in it, and the winner is Combat.
Because the rest are all shit
Combat
at that.
2018 is the title.
Yeah, because you only
that
fight
game's
this
called
year.
Combat 2018.
Yeah.
Except for maybe
Nice.
recharge.
Yeah,
then,
where
it's
just a simulation of plugging in your phone to charge, and did you get the cable the right way round? Because
Yeah.
it's USB-B, so you're like, wrong side.
Yeah. Oh, did I screw up the port? Oh no, it looks okay. Plug it back
This
in
is a
again.
USB-C.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's just Samsung Galaxy Simulator.
Or you've just got a massive box
that was...
full of massive box full of chargers, and you have to rifle through it to find the right one.
Oh, man. You could actually make a kind of cool game out of that, but you'd need to do more to than just find the right charger.
Yeah.
You need it. Oh man. Anyway, that was best student game. So Regan, I'm going to give that to you because you pretty much nailed that. People who should probably be writing their dissertations. Best student game. That's the same thing. So yeah, you get that. And cool. Balthazar, you got the nominee, the winner, which was Combat 2018 from Inland Norway University of Applied Sciences, Norway.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like how as well, even though Norway is in the name of the school, they put Norway at the end to tell you where it's from, but they didn't actually put the country at the end of any of the American schools, which also didn't say American school in the title of the school.
No. MIT and UC Santa Cruz, there's no USA or anything there. Interesting. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, all right, we're getting into recognizable games now, and people, I suppose. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 from Treyarch and Activision, Destiny 2, Forsaken, Bungie and Activision, Fortnite by Epic Games, and Monster Hunter World by Capcom. Category and winner.
The idea I had for category has just been ruined by Fortnite being in the mix.
My idea for category comes entirely from this one game being in the list and being the only one that could win it. So I reckon Monster Hunter World won, and it's because the category is best non-FPS surrounded by FPS games in a category.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I can't top that. Let's just go with that for the category.
Okay.
But I reckon Fortnite won it. Somehow.
You are correct. Fortnite did win, and the category was, although it should have been what Balthazar said, it was best multiplayer game. Fortnite took that out.
Well, then it was Monster Hunter World.
Even Black Ops 4.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Right. Regan, you probably have a solid chance at this one, man. The nominees are... Oh, no, that makes sense. Okay, no, that's all right. I confused myself. Nominees are FIFA 19 from EA Vancouver and EA Sports, Forza Horizon 4 from Playground Games, Turn 10 Studios, and Microsoft Studios. We've got Mario Tennis Aces from Camelot Software Planning, still the worst name for a developer I've ever heard. Not sure why planning is in the title there, but it's fine. And Nintendo. It's really odd. It sounds like a architect or something.
Sounds like a
really
consultancy
strange
business that you would go to help you build it, not the builders themselves.
It does. Yeah, build the chips and the silicon and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
NBA 2K19 from Visual Concepts and 2K Sports, and Pro Evolution Soccer 2019, Pez Productions, and Konami.
I think the category is best shoehorning of a story into a sports context in video games.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
And I think the winner was probably Forza Horizon 4.
Balthazar?
I reckon the category was best example of turning a mundane task that some people do for leisure, but actually it's pretty dumb, into a game. And
Nice.
I'm going to agree that the winner is Forza Horizon 4 because at the start of the thing, Abe, you said Regan had a shot at this one, and that's the game I associate with Regan on that list. So.
It was. I read the category as best racing game, and the first nominee was FIFA 19. I was like, hang on, what's going on here? But it's best sports / racing game.
Right.
So the winner was, as you both predicted, Forza Horizon 4, which I played a wee bit of and actually quite enjoyed, despite all the silly festival stuff they always put into the Horizon games. Really enjoyed
I got
like
that
honing
category
around.
as well.
You got the what? Sorry.
The category. Best turning something mundane that people do for leisure but's actually quite dumb into a game. That's sports and racing.
Yeah, you pretty much. I like how FIFA 19 and PES 19, they were both nominated.
Yeah.
Like 2 soccer games, a basketball game, Mario Tennis, and Forza Horizon 4. But yeah, best sports / racing. Right. Nominees are Battletech from Harebrained Schemes / Paradox Interactive. We've got Frostpunk from 11-Bit Studios, Into the Breach from Subset Games, The Banner Saga 3 by Stoic Studio and Versus Evil, Valkyria Chronicles 4 by Sega CS3 and Sega. Or Sega, I suppose.
Best straight to DVD movie, but is actually a game.
Straight to DVD. Oh, man.
And I reckon Banner Saga won this one.
Okay, Banner Saga 3.
Best historical game about Cold War style events that inexplicably has Japanese mechs in it. And Valkyria Chronicles 4 wins it.
Nice. I don't know a lot of these games, but I'll take your word that they all have mechs in them. They probably do.
A few do. I'm pretty sure Banner Saga doesn't.
Into the Breach was the winner, and the category was Best Strategy Game.
Oh, okay.
Taken out by
Yep.
Subset Games. Yeah, so apparently... so Frostpunk, was that the one that was... Discord had that as their big thing? Like when they launched their game service?
Yeah, I think you're right.
They had Frostpunk as their... I think it was Frostpunk. Right, we're getting down to it, boys. We're getting into the nitty-gritty now. Mario Tennis Aces from Camelot Software Planning and Nintendo. Nintendo Labo, which I've finally stopped calling Labo. Nintendo EPD and Nintendo. That's who made Nintendo Labo. Overcooked 2 by Ghost Town Games and Team 17. Got Starlink Battle for Atlas by Ubisoft Toronto, published by Ubisoft. And we've got Super Mario Party by ND Cube and published by Nintendo. Category and winner.
Balthazar, you want to take this one first? I'm just percolating on my...
Best sequel that either nobody asked for or nobody saw coming. And
Nintendo Labo.
It's a sequel to PlayStation VR. And
Okay.
I think that Overcooked 2 won it.
Okay, Regan?
I can't quite figure out how I'm going to say this, but it's something to do with like best category that all platforms want to be in, but only Nintendo contends in. Because they all seem to be like Nintendo games. So, and then I think probably Mario Tennis Aces took it out.
Well, very astute, Regan. I didn't even realise they were... I mean, they're not all exclusively Nintendo games, but they're definitely all on the Switch.
Yep.
They're all Nintendo platform... on Nintendo platforms. Yeah, Balthazar, you were right. Overcooked 2 was the winner, and the category was Best Family Game.
Oh, yeah.
So
cool.
It makes sense that it was Nintendo, yeah.
Yep.
Super Mario Party, I played that... I was in London the weekend past, and I actually played that at a video game bar. That's fine. That's okay. That's what I remember Mario Party being. It's sort of just more of the same, really. That's my review. Right. Nominees are, Balthazar, you'll enjoy this one, Blaze Blue, Cross Tag Battle, from Arc System Works. We've got Dragon Ball Fighters. Is it Fighter Z or Fighters? There's no hyphen, so it would be Fighters, right?
Fighters.
Fighters, yeah, capital Z. That's also by Arc System Works and Bandai Namco Entertainment. Soul Calibur 6 by Bandai Namco Studios and Bandai Namco Entertainment. And Street Fighter V Arcade by Dimps and Capcom.
Best game that makes for a good pachinko machine.
Nice.
And I reckon...
No, mate, there's no Metal Gear in there.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, underrepresented by Konami.
Yeah.
And Soul Calibur. I think Soul Calibur took that one out.
Soul Calibur by Bandai Namco Studios and Bandai Namco Entertainment.
I reckon the category is the absolute pinnacle of representation of the Dragon Ball Z anime in a game. And of course, only one game can take it out, and it's Dragon Ball Fighters.
Brilliant.
Obviously, Street Fighter V.
Yeah. I enjoy that your categories are becoming very singular. It's like, there's one game going for that. It's great.
Well, I'll tell you the exact category on my screen is best fighting.
Oh,
there's
so
no game.
So it's not a game. Which game contains the best fighting?
That's correct. Yep, that's correct. And the winner was Dragon Ball Fighters.
Cool.
As
Good game.
Balthazar,
Good game.
Predicted. Yeah, best fighting. Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah. I mean, the theme song is like, let's go fighting, yeah. So it clearly had the fighting.
Love it. Right. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age by Square Enix and Square Enix. What the fuck? That's amazing. Why did they do that? Why? It's just Square Enix and then a slash and then Square Enix just again. There's no... The publisher and the developer are exactly the same. Is it not Square Enix software or anything? Like, it's just Square Enix and Square Enix. But I digress. Monster Hunter World by Capcom. Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom by Level 5 and Bandai Namco Entertainment. Octopath Traveler by Square Enix, Acquire and Nintendo. And Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire by Obsidian Entertainment and Versus Evil. What do you think the category was, and who was the winner?
Game that caused the least hype, but should have caused heaps of hype before release.
Oh yeah, nice. I like that category name verbatim.
Thank you. And the winner is Octopath Traveler.
I think the category is, hey Japan, welcome to the VGAs, and the winner is Monster Hunter World.
Very nice. Well, Balthazar, you got the winner, and it is Monster Hunter World. And you're bang on, apart from Pillars of Eternity 2. Pillars of Eternity 2, not a Japanese title, but
that's why it didn't.
But
win.
you're pretty damn. All the rest of them are. So you're pretty damn. That's true. Yeah. That's true. The logic is sound. And the category was best role-playing game, best RPG.
Cool.
But yeah, no, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good category. Okay,
probably the best.
All right,
so
we got some big. That was really good. Probably some big players in this next one here. We've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey by Ubisoft Quebec and Ubisoft. God of War by Sony Santa Monica and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Got Marvel's Spider-Man by Insomniac Games and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Red Dead Redemption 2 by Rockstar Games. And Shadow of the Tomb Raider by Eidos Montreal, Crystal Dynamics, and Square Enix.
Fuck, it could be anything, right? This is just, we're getting into the section of it where it's like, these are the only games that get nominated. Best best Foley work when your characters are hit by a spear.
Nice, very niche.
Yep, and the winner, I don't think.
What? Hang on, Marvel's Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't nitpick.
His famous villain, Javelin Dude.
Yeah, there wasn't that guy with the electricity. That's kind of like a spear. Anyway, the winner of this is going to be Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Okay. I reckon the category is one of these games is not like the others. One of these games just doesn't belong, and the winner is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Why doesn't it belong?
Oh man,
because the others were good.
Oh,
oof,
brutal.
Oof, man. Harsh words. Imagine if they could be that opinionated and subjective with these categories. Like Jeff Keighley's just like, nah, these are my awards.
I mean, okay,
like,
it's
and
the
best
only
human
one
being
on the
the planet. Hideo
Jeff
Kojima.
Keighley.
It's the only one on the list that's a single-player game with microtransactions. So.
Yeah.
Best man, I am secretly in love with Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima. My good friend, Hideo Kojima.
It's allegedly. I don't want to get sued. I can't even remember what you guys said, but the category was Best Action/Adventure Game, and the winner was God of War. I can't remember the God of War theme song, so I just turned into some sort of weird Captain Planet type thing.
Yep. Appropriate.
Right. We're getting... Jesus Christ, no, we're not getting there. Oh my God, no, all right, we're skipping ahead. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to cull a few of these. Oh my God. Right. Brian Deckhart as Connor, or Deckett. Is that Blade Runner sort of thing? As Connor from Detroit Become Human. Christopher Judge as Kratos, God of War. Millicenthe Mahut as Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker from Marvel's Spider-Man. What's our category, gentlemen? And who took it out?
People whose faces were motion captured and put in the game as the face of the character, but then when you see the actor, they don't look as good as the character does somehow. And the winner is Connor.
Yep, and nice. That ticker text went off the screen when they presented that one at the Game Awards.
People that gave up way too much of their energy and time only to get into a category in the Game Awards that is going to be overshadowed by Hideo Kojima. And the winner is Brian Deckhart.
Right. Well, the category was Best Performance, and the winner was Roger Clark as your man Arthur Morgan Regan from Red Dead Redemption 2.
He did do a bloody good job at that. Like, the amount of dialogue in that game is just unheard of. So yeah, good job. Well done, Roger. Well done.
He was pretty amazing. Right, we now have. Let's have a look. I'm having to skip over a few more of these because these are, man, there's so many of these. Right, Assassin's Creed Odyssey back on the scene. Ubisoft Quebec and Ubisoft. God of War, Sony Santa Monica and SIE. Octopath Traveler, Square Enix acquire and Nintendo. Red Dead Redemption 2 by Rockstar Games, or Return of Obra Dinn. That's by 3909 LLC. What is the category there?
It's getting hard to figure out the categories when all the games are just kind of, they could be anything. I'm just going to go standard and go Best Art Direction. And we'll go Octopath Traveler because I enjoyed that game. And I'm going to nominate it when I can.
Nice.
What was the last game on the list?
Obra Dinn.
So the last game on the list is Return of Obra Dinn, which is the guy who did Papers, Please. That's his new game.
Yep. So that's the winner, and the category is games that tried to fly under the radar by jumping in a category with like Titanic franchises.
It was a very strange. It's pretty awesome that this is actually in here. So Regan, you were spot on. Best art direction, man. That was the category.
Oh right, cool.
And Return of Obra Dinn was the winner. So Balthazar, you get that as well. So
Good job.
Return of Obra Dinn won over Red Dead 2, Octopath Traveler, God of War, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's pretty freaking awesome.
That is cool. Yeah, that's impressive. Is it a one-man team? Or
Those people who worked the 90 hours on placing a bush on Red Dead Redemption 2 and almost, lost their minds are not happy.
Not happy one bit.
Was Spider-Man in that? It wasn't, was it?
Nah.
It would have made it in if they didn't get rid of those puddles.
True. Yeah.
Puddlegate. Oh, I wish we could all forget that. Right. I suppose we should probably go. We'll do one more, and then we'll get to the big Kahoni. That's not a thing. Big Kahuna.
I think
which is game of the year, but we'll do one
like
more.
Balls, right?
the big cojones, yeah.
Yeah.
The big bollocks. Right, we'll do this one here. Destiny 2 by Bungie Activision. Fortnite by Epic Games. No Man's Sky by Hello Games. Overwatch by Blizzard. And Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege by Ubisoft Montreal and Ubisoft. What is the category?
Biggest game released last year, but it's still proving to be somewhat of a cash cow.
Nice.
And the
I thought you were just going to say biggest game released last year.
Yeah.
Well, it could be that. Although I think No Man's Sky was further back than that. Well, most of these games
I
were.
think Overwatch was 2016.
Yeah. Or biggest game released further, or last year or earlier, that is still proving to be a bit of a cash cow. And I think
Nice.
it would be Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay. Balthazar?
I think the category is biggest game that got struck down but came back more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Nice.
And the winner is Fortnite.
Well, you're correct, and the winner is Fortnite, Balthazar. The category was, I mean, Regan, you pretty much had this. Best ongoing game.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's base. I'll give that to you. That's
Thanks,
basically
mate.
the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, Fortnite taking out a fair few awards actually. I mean, it's a game that changed the game. Like, it's when I think back on a world before Fortnite, it's hard to imagine because it's just such a massive thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane.
I actually started playing it again yesterday because I'd stopped playing it, but when I stopped, I realised that Epic Games made the Infinity Blade mobile games, which are always really cool. And so I said, if they ever do a season that's a crossover event between those two games, I'll come back. And the Mad Lads did it, and the new season that started yesterday has like a whole load of Infinity Blade stuff in it.
Cool.
So,
They're mad lads.
They know what.
yeah.
I just imagine when I said I couldn't remember what the world was before Fortnite, and then I thought of that thing from The Simpsons where everyone's just holding hands, dancing around in this really colourful like environment.
Yeah.
He's like, imagine what a world would be without lawyers, and he's like, da 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 da, and he's like, so good. Yeah. Right, we're on to the big boys, the biggest of the big boys. Game of the mother flippin' year, and I wasn't going to hide that title. Right, can you guys guess the nominees? Let's make this interesting. Can you guess what the nominees are?
How many games are in it?
6.
God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Spider-Man,
Yep.
Celeste.
Yes, they're correct.
What else came out this year? Well, those are my 4. Balthazar.
I don't remember your 4. I was trying to think of my 6.
So
Monster Hunter World.
Yep, that's right.
Citus 2, Detroit Become Human.
Citus
2. Fist of the North Star. Were there any other good games this year? Those are my 4.
Game of the year. There's one that
So
you
the
both
answer is
haven't
no.
mentioned.
The
Balthazar,
answer is
you
no,
will not
we
be
can't
happy
pick
that's
them.
been nominated. No, but you got 5 out of 6. That's pretty good.
I don't know what that last one would be.
The
It
last
clearly didn't win then. So we can
the
move
last
on.
one
Forget it.
is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, really? Game of the
Yeah,
Year?
nominated for the game. Assassin's Creed making a comeback, making a solid
for
comeback.
sure.
So have you seen what game of the year is, or is this fresh for you guys?
I know who wins it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Balthazar, do you know?
I think you're lying about the category, and the category is actually who keeps letting you in here, and the winner is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Nice.
But no, yeah, I saw the Game of the Year winner. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sadly.
So, congratulations to Corey Barlog, team at Sony Santa Monica, and God of War. I don't know why I could do that.
God of War.
Imagine if that was their theme song.
It sounds kind of like G.I. Joe mixed with the Halo. The first 3 notes of the Halo.
I think that's what I was going for. Yeah, it was like Captain Planet to start with, and then G.I. Joe somehow got in there, and some of the Halo.
Good note choices, though. I enjoyed that. I think that,
Thank
that you could take that theme and you could really extrapolate it out into something quite special.
Thanks very much.
Good job. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, God of War, Game of the Year. It's the people's Game of the Year, boys. I'm quite happy with that decision. I honestly thought it was going to be Red Dead 2. But then again, Red Dead 2 was quite divisive. Lots of people, chucking that word boring around. God of War, basically, from what I saw, no one disliked it. Like, Balthazar, you weren't super hot on it, but you still liked it, right?
Yeah, I still played it the whole way through. I liked it from the halfway point.
Yeah. I think what it is like we always talk about, when we talk about reviews and how we feel about games is, did they achieve what they set out to do? And I think, with God of War, that task was made more difficult by the fact that they were carrying on this thing that was really dear to people's hearts. I mean, you could say the same thing about Red Dead as well, but I think they did a really good job at staying true to that.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite so much with Red Dead. Like, Red Dead is still a fantastic game, but they've kind of, I think with design-wise, they've sort of let realism and things kind of take over just a little bit too much for it to be kind of in the same level of enjoyment as the first game. Still fantastic, but not quite. Whereas God of War just nailed it. They had their brief and they nailed it. So I'm totally happy with that as a winner as well, personally.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm more than happy with that. I would have been happy with. I mean, I haven't played Monster Hunter World, but I know from multiple people that it's great. Haven't played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I can't comment on that one. Really want to play Celeste. I've been wanting to play that for ages. But loved Spider-Man, loved Red Dead 2, and loved God of War, so I'm more than happy with GOW taking it out. Good on you, Corey Barlog, and good. That guy just seems like the man. If I'm being honest, Corey Barlog just seems awesome. Like, I want every
you get
game.
the sense that he really poured his heart and soul
every
into
creative
that thing.
lead. Yeah, exactly. I want them all to be as I don't know about open, because I don't want to force them into that, but I love how much he just interacts with people, and you can tell he's just a super passionate, kind dude who knows his shit. Like,
Yeah,
what more can you
totally.
ask for in a creative lead, right?
What more can you ask for in anyone?
In a human being. Yeah.
Human being.
Corey
Yeah.
Barlog, MVP of the year.
Whatever the category
Most
that would
valuable
be.
person.
Most
Yeah.
person from the Game Awards that we've learnt the most from. That's fucking cool. Actually, something else I want to mention that they managed to get Sean Layden,
I saw this.
Reggie Fils-Aimé, and the other guy all on the
Phil
stage
Spencer.
at once. Phil Spencer, yeah. They're all standing there. There's actually some funny photos of them where like Sean Layden is just like doing this weird kind of like peer out into the audience. Reggie doesn't quite know what's going on and he looks a little bit confused. And Phil Spencer's just standing in the middle with a big like shit-eating grin on his face. It's fantastic.
That's very conducive to their personalities, or at least their public personas. I think it's quite good.
Yeah.
Sean Layden's
Yeah,
like, I'm
that's
fucking too cool. I'm not even going to E3 next year. Phil Spencer's like, I love everything. Xbox is coming back, baby. It's coming back. And Reggie Fils-Aimé's like, where are we?
yeah, it's gold. Yeah.
So good. The only thing that could have made that better is if they all came out holding hands.
Well, they did give a speech about like we're all here and we're working towards the same shit and all that kind of stuff. Which
it was a
seemed
great
really-
speech. I loved the I loved when they're like, yeah, we're all working towards the same shit.
Yeah, I just imagine the email correspondence between all three of them. Like just
Yeah.
how are we going to put this together, guys? Oh, I don't know. Just we're working towards the same goals, I guess. Even though, and it like there's like a sub thread with like Phil Spencer and Reggie, and they're both like, "Do you think Sean can pull this off? Like, do you think he can be believable here?"
Yeah, so it was quite good seeing those three on stage again. I suppose we'd never really seen all three on stage before simultaneously.
And
but it
probably
was
never will again.
probably
to be
never
fair.
will again. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But overall, it was pretty fun. I suppose it's always a fun time of the year. We get the Game Awards. We don't get PSX this year, but we usually get PSX around this time as well. And it's a good sort of pre-Christmas bit of video game fun. But I think that's about all the time we have for this episode. So thank you again for tuning in, everyone. You can find us on overcastgamer.com. That's our main website, main port of call. We're on Twitter, Overcast Gamer. We are on Facebook, Overcast Gamer, and YouTube, Overcast Gamer, and we are also doing streams quite regularly now, Tuesdays and Thursdays. These two lovely gentlemen are doing streams alternating on those 2 days. Regan did Ashen recently. Regan, you're going to do another Ashen stream.
I reckon I might do one tonight and
Nice.
keep going with Ashen. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. 7 p.m. People look out for
7
that.
p.m. New Zealand time.
7 p.m. New Zealand time.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yep, both of them. Balthazar, you do yours at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays as well, I believe. It's good times.
Nice. Balthazar, what have you got planned for Tuesday?
I don't commit anymore. I just play whatever I feel like at the time. But
Nice.
it's probably going to be Smash.
Nice. Smash Bros. Ultimate. Good stuff. But yeah, that's where you can find us. We are Overcast Gamer. We are video games without the bullshit. And we will see you again in a fortnight. Bye.